Okay, we are live. Good morning, San Diego. Good morning, Big Block Realty. Good morning, family and friends. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys are all in line waiting to vote. I'm sure you are. If you're not, you got plenty of daylight, plenty of time to go out and do that. So last time we discussed, and today I'm subbing for Sam Karamian. He's at Closing Table Mastermind, awesome group of people, and I'm excited to be here. So last time we discussed Donald Trump's language patterns, learning how to bake bread, presentation as a professional real estate agent, the negative physical effects of victim mindset on the body and mind, and your unique value add proposition. So if you want to learn more about that, go watch the live playback because I enjoyed talking about that. But today we are going to discuss tips on prospecting, reasons to freaking go for it in business and life, goal setting for 2019, and how to be an awesome marketer, voting, Disney movies, how I interviewed the surgeon that did my shoulder surgery, and also learning to like getting kicked in the teeth. So it's a little bit of clickbait, right? Because I titled this Facebook Live, I like to get kicked in the teeth or something like that. It's true. It's kind of weird. I'll talk about it at the end. Anyways, let's dive right into tips on prospecting. So I want to tell you guys a brief story about me and a Mojo 3-line dialer. Does anybody know what a 3-line dialer is? Raise your hand. Okay, so for those who are not in real estate, a 3-line dialer is it's basically a computer program. You call into an internet server and then you push start and you load a bunch of phone numbers in and it calls 3 different numbers at the same time. So it's highly efficient. You can talk to a bunch of people back to back. If 2 people pick up at the same time, you pre-record a voicemail that says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you. Let me call you right back." And then the connection will terminate, and then it'll reconnect you once you get off the phone with your next person. So anyways, I want to tell you, I've spent a lot of time on a Mojo 3-line dialer. I don't personally do it anymore, but I do want to tell you this one story, and it kind of leads into tips on prospecting. So one day, I don't remember what the exact number is, and I'm sure other people have prospected more than this in one day, and that's great if you have. But I think I called 906 people. I had 906 dials in one day. It might have been like 1,106, I don't know. That pretty much equates to, on a 3-line dialer, 6-7 hours of like straight dialing, sitting on the phone, like, you know, standing, going pee, and like still, yes, hello, hi, this is blah, 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 blah. And the story of that is, I remember I went surfing right after. It was a summer night, and I paddled out at Tourmaline Beach, and I was like feeling kind of accomplished for dialing like 906 people, or like 1,000 or 1,100 people or something like that. And I don't know if somebody asked me like right before I got in or something. I was talking to one of my friends, but they're like, "How many leads did you get?" And I was whatever I said, and then they're like, "Well, how many listing appointments did you set? How many how many contracts did you get signed with all those contacts?" Right? So, and my number was basically I didn't get anything. I mean, I turned over a whole lot of rocks, but I didn't help anybody. I didn't find anybody to help. I mean, there's a combination of things that went wrong there. I probably didn't track it well. I didn't follow up. I didn't have a follow-up process in place. I didn't find meaningful ways to give and add them value. And it was basically just a waste of like 7 hours, and I was totally burnt out, like sucked the life out of me, right? So when you prospect, especially with a 3-line dialer, go for results, not for numbers and contacts and dials. Because numbers and contacts and dials, you unfortunately cannot pay your mortgage with, or your car payment, or buy food or anything like that. But with results, you can help people, you can make money, you can pay taxes, and you can pay your bills with that, right? So I don't care if it takes you, I mean, the goal is to be more efficient, right? And more effective in our prospecting. If you get really, really good at prospecting and everybody you talk to, you can turn into a motivated seller. That doesn't exist, by the way, but if you get really efficient and good at it and understanding when you're listening to motivation or when you're listening to someone who's unmotivated, then you don't necessarily need to do 1,000 dials. If you did 1,000 dials, I would expect that you would have proportionate returns to if you did 100 dials, right? So if you did 100 dials and you got 10 good leads, and then you set 2 appointments, right? The 2% appointment ratio, 10% lead ratio. So if you did 1,000 dials, you should want to get about 20 listing appointments set. If you're getting less than that, you need to step back and like take a break, right? Like that's not effective, that's not efficient, and you can't pay your bills with leads and dials. So the other thing that happens when you sit there on a 3-line dialer forever is you start to lose energy and motivation and excitement and expectation for setting an appointment. So this leads me to my next point. When you are prospecting, you want to be all the opposite of that, right? You want to be excited, enthusiastic, and you want to prospect with expectation. I'm looking for someone that is looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Is that you? Thank you, have a nice day. I'm looking for someone that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Who do you know that I can help? No one, F you. Great, have a nice day. Hi, this is Matt Davies. I'm a real estate broker associate with Big Block Realty. I was just calling to see if you might be thinking of selling your home. No, F off. Okay, fine, okay. Hi, this is Matt Davies. I'm a local real estate agent, and I was just calling to see if you might be thinking of selling your home. You know, it's crazy that you called because my husband and I, we were just talking about that last night. Really? Tell me more. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know you, and hey, that's fair enough. I don't know you either, but this is what I do for my clients, my sellers and my buyers. I look for opportunities for my buyers, and I look for, sellers that need to have their home sold by a buyer, right? So opening up conversations like that and having effective conversations only happen when you're enthusiastic and excited and speak with intensity and expectation, right? It's okay if someone says F you, that has so much more to do with them than it does with you, right? Agree?
True.
Right? If you call someone and say, hi, I'm a local real estate agent, and I desperately want to help you if you want to be helped. And they say, F you. Does that have anything to do with you? Does that have anything to do with you? Hi, you're falling off a boat. Here's my hand and a life preserver. No, I don't want it. Okay, great, it's fine. Moving on. Here's a funny story. So this is going to lead into like my business model and my prospecting opinions. There's a guy that called me, and this happens very rarely. A guy called me Friday night and he says, I want to write a full price offer on your listing. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, I want to write a full price offer on your listing. I don't have an agent. I want you to represent it. And I'll send you a proof of funds and a pre-approval. I own a bunch of stuff in that area, and I want it. I'm like, okay, great. So I didn't say, well, do you, I said, great. Can you send me a text with your email and that proof of funds and a pre-approval, and I'll get that written up. And then when's a good time for us to meet at the property and see it in person? And we set the appointment, we went, right? So my question to you is, like, does it have to be complicated? Sometimes it doesn't have to be complicated. Are you open to it not being complicated? Are you open to like helping people that need to be helped, answering your telephone, and like receiving compensation when it was kind of easy? Because if that happens to you, it's probably because you have a unique skill set that says, okay, like I'm open to receive this. I can pre-qualify. I can set appointments. I can close deals. I can find a buyer for my seller. I can put those two people together and find a deal that works for both of them. It's acceptable to the seller and the buyer, and we close escrow in 10 days. It's all cash, and it's easy, right? That's our job. Like, that should be the norm. That should be everything we always go for. I know as salespeople, we have to go against the grain sometimes, but when you're always prospecting, you're doing 3-line dialers and stuff like that, don't let it get to your head about everybody being unreasonable, everybody being mean, everybody hating to hear your voice. Because not everybody is like that. And actually, you're actually only talking to a small set of people, a small scale, a small data set of people. And those small data set of data, whatever, that small sample size has already proven that they will not sell their house for a reasonable price. They've already proven to the open market that they're unreasonable sellers. I'm just saying the truth because it is the truth. If you're calling someone who's, and for those who are not real estate people, I'll explain an expired listing really quick. An expired listing, typical listing contracts are from 90 to 120 days long, could be longer if it's something more complicated, commercial, something like that. So you hire a real estate agent, they try and sell your house for 90 days or 180 days. If they don't sell the house, if they bring you offers and you don't accept them, if your price is too high, if your terms are too aggressive, basically, like, as a seller, you don't hold all the cards, right? People have other options. They could buy other houses. So what I'm saying is when people have expired listings, they're demonstrating to the market that they're unreasonable sellers. Serious question for all real estate people. Do you want to work with unreasonable sellers? No. Right. And some, but look, that I don't want to work with unreasonable sellers. Like, and this leads into my business model. I only want to work with people that I like. I've got some qualifications here. I only want to work with people that I like, people that need my help, want my help, appreciate my help, and furthermore, people that I would just like to have over for dinner, hang out with, etc. Cool people with houses, have friends that have cool people with houses. Stop trying so hard. Try easy, damn it. Try easy. Be cool. Have fun. Hang out. Associate with people that are like you. We're all reasonable here, right? We're all reasonable, hardworking people. Everyone in this room, reasonable, hardworking people. And I'm not just saying that as a blanket statement. There's 4 people in this room, 5 people, including me. We're all hardworking, reasonable people. So we should seek to find hardworking, reasonable people that we can help so they have a great experience. So we create a raving fan so that they refer all their friends and family, and we sell their houses. And they're reasonable, cool people because they're friends with your friend that's reasonable, cool people. And then we're just building this business on meeting and connecting and helping and contributing to reasonable, awesome, cool, kind-hearted, loving people that you want to leave your baby with, people that you want to go to dinner with, people that you want to just absolutely you see them and your state goes from here to here. You're like, I like you, right? That's what we're searching for. So that's what I'm searching for. And mad respect to everybody that calls expired listings. The one thing I'm going to say with that is know your boundaries, know your worth, and don't let them put you in a negative mindset, because that's going to, everything you say yes to, you're saying no to something else. If you take an overpriced listing just because you want a listing, you're squeezing the hose of abundance in your life, and you're not going to get the opportunity to help somebody that was right there in the ether. Okay. I'm going to get back to that in a second. But here it is. So in 1960, there were 3 billion people in the world. 1960, okay? 40 years later, in 2000, there were 6 billion people in the world. Today, there are more than 7.53 billion people in the world. Why do I tell you this? There's plenty of people to choose from. I only work with the cool ones. And there's a massive need for housing because there's 7.53 billion people in the world. There's more. I don't know what the numbers are for San Diego. I should have looked it up. But there's so many people that want to live in San Diego. If you're afraid of a market crash, you're afraid of blah, 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 the demand is so high. The best time to buy a house was always 5 years ago, right? Yes? 5 years ago, 2013, would have got a great deal, right? 2023, we're like, damn, 2018, we should have bought a house. We had the opportunity, and we didn't do it. Okay. So, I guess the point of that whole thing is, are you open to laydowns? Are you open to easy deals? Does everything have to be complicated for you? Do you have to make drama to earn money? Because the best real estate agents I know avoid drama like the plague. All they want is to help people, find people that need to be helped, sell a house to a cool, reasonable person, find somewhere in the middle that works for everybody. Price is not the only important thing about selling a house. There's a bunch of terms, right? How long you're going to do it? Are you going to put any requests for repairs? Are you going to have inspection contingencies? Are you going to ask for a home warranty policy? Are you going to owner-occupied? Are you not going to owner-occupy it? Blah, 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 blah. Price is not the only thing. Plenty of times I've seen an offer, and tell me if I'm wrong, who has not seen a deal get closed by someone? Okay, Amy's in the house. I wrote an offer on one of her listings, one of her old partner's listings, and it was higher. We would have gone higher than he who got the deal, right? Our price was up here. The person who got it was here. But the person who got it, they had a lower price, had better terms. More aggressive, quicker. It's not all about price. Moving on. Oh no, we're going to talk about scripts really quick because I know this is a sales talk, so we're going to actually do it. So Mike Ferry expired script, just because we're there. I want to edit this thing a little bit, whatever. I'm sorry for my sins. Here we go. Hi, I'm looking for Amy.
This is Amy.
Hi, Amy. My name is Matt Davies. I'm going to stop myself right there, okay? Take the first 4 words of this thing and just cross it out. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, Amy. My name's Matt Davies with Big Block Realty. I'm sure you figured out, so I knew by her hello, you only have 3 seconds, right? Don't waste your time with, hi, is this Amy? Well, yeah, you called Amy. You can assume that you called Amy. It might be, Georgia, but it's you might miss the mark, but if you miss the mark, they'll say, oh, whoops, you're more likely to get Amy if you just assume it's Amy, even if it's not Amy, right? Hi, Amy, this is Matt. Oh, let me get Amy for you. Sorry, it's not Amy. Okay, cool. Hi, Amy, this is Matt Davies with Big Block Realty. I'm sure you figured out your home came up on our computer as an expired listing. I was just going to see, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home?
Oh God, I've had you must be the 10th agent to call.
I must be the 10th agent that calls. Wow, of 20,000 licensed real estate agents, there's only 10 hardworking ones? I'm just joking. So I can completely appreciate that, Amy. Just curious, if you sold this home, where would you be planning to go to next?
Well, we're still planning to go. We have a job on the East Coast.
Okay, so you do have a job on the East Coast, but you're still planning on making that move. And I'm really just curious, do you have any idea why the property didn't sell?
We think the agent just didn't do enough.
Do you think the agent didn't just do enough? So, and also, Amy, I'm sorry for asking these questions. I appreciate your answers. It sounds like you wanted to sell the property in the past. So did something change, or is that's still true?
Well, if we can get our price, and we weren't getting our price, so we decided we might rent it out for the time being. Okay,
so if you could get your price, you'd be open to selling. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, but if you don't, you'll just rent it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay, so we could go through this whole thing and blah, 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 and have conversational selling, but the point I'm trying to make is it's not all about just saying the script. There's 11 questions right here, where do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home? If you sold this home, where would you go to next? How soon do you have to be there? What do you think stopped your home from selling? How did you happen to pick on the last agent you worked with? Blah, 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 blah. Don't just barrage people with questions. You want to have conversational selling. So I wrote, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth because he wants us to listen twice as much as we speak. Agree or yes? Mm-hmm. We all agree. I'll say it again. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth because he wants us to listen twice as much as we speak. So in speaking with sellers, if you're speaking to a doctor, the doctor doesn't say, okay, Amy, you need penicillin. You're like, how do you know? I'm a doctor. Yeah. That's like saying, well, I could sell the house for more than the last person. I could do it. Arguing with them, silly. So let me talk about kind of the pattern that I use to have conversations with people. Repeat and approve, acknowledge, repeat and remove. Acknowledge, repeat and approve, and move. I'm getting a phone call. Let me see if I can put myself on. I'm on that thing. Wow, that's impressive. Here's an example of acknowledging something. So tell me, what did Amy say? She said, so where are you planning to move to next?
The East Coast.
The East Coast. Okay, I can completely appreciate that. Are you from there?
Yeah, closer back to family.
Oh, closer back to family. That makes perfect sense to me, right? So a couple of the language patterns we use here. I can completely appreciate that. That makes perfect sense to me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow, that's exciting. No way. Tell me more, right? So once you acknowledge, you're actively listening. You're not just like, okay, you're moving to the East Coast. Next. You're moving to the East Coast. Okay, and how soon do you have to be there? 3 weeks? Okay, cool. What do you feel the agent should have done better? Sold the house. Okay, great. Like this is conversational. So once you acknowledge, you repeat and approve. Oh, you're moving to the East Coast. That's exciting. Do you have family out there? You do. Very cool. Very cool. So tell me more. I mean, how soon do you have to get to your family on the East Coast?
Well, it's really whenever we want to move.
Okay, so sounds to me like it's kind of flexible.
It is,
right?
yeah.
That's great. That's perfect, right? Because I mean, you're gonna need to sell this home if you do decide to get out there, correct?
Correct.
Or no, actually, I'm so sorry, I misunderstood
Sell
you.
and
You
rent
would
it.
rent it if you can't do it.
Mhm.
Have you set a kind of timeline when you're just gonna quit and start renting it?
Probably by the end of the summer.
Probably by the end of the summer.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So we got a solid 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Or 9 months. So active listening is so important for making people feel heard. And all you're doing is parroting and responding back what they said in different words. So language patterns, right? Tell me more. I'm curious. So I'm curious. Why do you think it didn't sell?
Again, I just don't think our agent did enough.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me, right? Like you just sounds like maybe they had a lot on their plate. I'm not going to speak poorly about another agent because that speaks poorly on our whole profession, right? Sounds like maybe they had a lot on their plate, or they didn't give it the energy and time it deserved. Fair to say?
Agreed, yeah.
Okay. And do you think you'd have different results if someone had given it the energy and time that it deserved?
Well, we really think it would sell.
You really think it would sell?
Mm-hmm.
I can completely appreciate that. So I'm not agreeing there. I haven't seen her house. I don't know. I'm not agreeing. I'm just acknowledging. I can appreciate that. If someone gave it a little bit more effort, I really truly think it would sell. I don't think it's because of our price. I don't think it's because of this. So here's a really good question. What specifically would you like to see in order to feel like they gave it their all? They gave it their best effort. Like what specific actions?
Well, they said they do open houses, and I think they only did one, and
Okay.
we saw it on a couple of the websites, but
Mhm.
we feel that's kind of all they did.
Okay, so you feel like you got promised the moon and delivered, the little grit of cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
really.
so
I could have done that.
right, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Here I am, agreeing, right? Acknowledging. Yeah, you could have done that. I mean, why would you pay them thousands and thousands of dollars to do what you could have done? Right? Now she's feeling understood, right? True? So it sounds to me like if someone gave it a little bit more effort and maybe a little bit more exposure, you might have had a different outcome. Is that true?
Of course, it was kind of a headache.
It's kind of a headache. I'm sorry to hear that. So we're being conversational this whole time. I'm not agreeing with anybody. I'm not going to say, oh, that other agent sucked. That other agent was terrible, because who am I to say that? I don't know him. I don't know what happened. I'm the doctor. I need to hear what hurts before I make a diagnosis, right? And it's just not a good look to talk smack on people that you don't know, or even your colleagues, professional colleagues. They can say that, and that's kind of their prerogative, right? Wow, tell me more. So going back to the script, that seems like a skeleton of a script. There's so much more in here, right? How'd you happen to pick the last agent you listed with?
She was actually referred to me by a coworker of mine.
Okay, so she was referred to you by a coworker.
Mhm.
Is that true? Okay, got it.
A previous coworker.
Okay, cool. Was that a little weird, or was that? I mean, it probably started out fine, but was it a little weird at the end, or?
Well, for a moment, and then
Mhm.
I didn't want it to be. So that's why I probably won't be working with them again.
Okay, you probably won't be working with them again. So you're not going to relist the house with them, is that true?
We're debating. We feel like we want to give them a shot again.
Sure, because they work so hard, right?
Well, we're not horrible people.
Right. I don't think you're a horrible person either. I do have a sincere question for you, if you don't mind me asking.
Okay.
What specifically would that agent do differently if they had another shot at relisting it?
Well, again, hopefully they would expose the property a little bit more.
Right, but and do you agree that past performance is indicative of future results?
Yes.
Me too. So I'm just curious. It sounds to me like your property is very sellable, and you just didn't get a good shot on the market. True?
True.
Okay. So another thing, notice Yes, 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 yes. Every question I ask her is yes, right? Because the next question is, if there was a way I could sell your house for more money than anybody else, get it done in a time frame that works for you to get to the East Coast, and then you don't have to deal with renting it or property managing from a distance, would you be interested in hearing more?
Well, yeah, but we really want our price.
That makes perfect sense to me. You would be interested in learning more, though, about an opportunity to get more money than it's possibly worth.
Sure, yes.
And you want your price. I can completely appreciate that. I have an opening tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 and one at 5:15. Which one works better for you?
Well, we got work. Well.
Tell me no.
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 Neither work. We're not ready to meet with somebody.
You're not ready to meet with somebody. I can completely appreciate that. Would it be okay if I sent over some of my professional references for you to consider?
Sure, we'd love that.
Okay, and then would it also be okay if I sent over some client testimonials of clients and kind of just basically my recent sales comparables?
Yeah. What was your name again?
Great. It's Matt Davies with Big Block Realty.
Okay.
What's a good contact information for you? Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
Red. Okay, perfect. Now, Amy. So this is all the sales process. That might be a lead follow-up, but I would actually just pressure to say, like, Amy, before I let you go, I have a serious question for you. Do you deserve to have a sold sign in that yard?
That's what we really want.
That's what you really want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really want, Amy. And I'm going to give you the both. I'm going to give you the best service. I'm going to give it the most, exposure possible. I'm going to hold open houses every week, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Do you believe me?
You know what, Matt? I really do, actually.
Amy, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you one more time. Can we get together tomorrow afternoon at 4:45 or is 5:15 better for 15 minutes?
I'll say 5:15.
Tell me no.
I don't want to sign anything. You can come over, but I don't want to sign anything.
You don't want to sign anything. That's completely fine. I completely appreciate that. That's like 100% fine with me. Will you give me 15 minutes? If you don't like what I say, we'll shake hands. We'll just be friends and I'll leave. Fair enough?
Well, let me talk with my wife.
Let me talk with your wife. Okay. Let me talk with your wife. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let me talk with your wife. And is she normally home at 4? Okay, so we could drag on and on, but we're going to move on. So, there's so much more to the skeleton of what this is. There's so much more to this thing, and you got to go deeper on it. So, moving on, reasons to freaking go for it in business and life. YOLO and FOMO. YOLO, you only live once. FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay? 2 reasons. If you died today, how would you feel? Would you feel like a lion or a sheep? Are you in the middle of creating your best work, your masterpiece? Who was it? Leonardo DiCaprio or something died. Not Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo da Vinci. He was doing his best work when he died, right? It was unfinished, right? You think he has any regrets? I don't think so. So are you creating your masterpiece, or are you still planning? Are you still stuck in planning? Are you still, on the tarmac, like taxiing? Or are you just like going for it, man? Like what you're either hot or you're cold. There's no in between. You're going for it, or you're planning or waiting for something. Another reason why you should go for it in business and in life, you'll meet the coolest freaking people. Like, I'm constantly meeting awesome people that are successful, hardworking, charitable, providers, leaders, all sorts of stuff. It's awesome, and that only happens when you put yourself out there and you go for it. Reasons to go for it, right? Decide to work really hard for 10 years and see where it takes you. 10 years of your life. 10 years. Get like momentum. Just decide. Like I'm in the middle of working my butt off for 10 years, really, really hard, and see where that takes me. Maybe I'll keep going. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go move to Costa Rica and buy like a little, a teepee and have like an Airbnb. I don't know. Like, decide where that just take that somewhere. I want to read you this chapter that kind of really speaks to me, very influential to me, as to why you should just go for it in business and life. This is from a book called Blue Truth. It's a yoga hippie spiritual book, and it's really short. And there's one chapter, and you can see it. It's like you can't see it there. It's tiny. So Give everything now is the title of the chapter. You're either withholding your love in fear or giving your deepest gifts. Right now and in every moment, you're either closing or opening. You're either stressfully waiting for something, more money, security, affection, or you're living from your deep heart. Opening is the entire moment and giving what you most deeply desire to give without waiting. If you are waiting for anything in order to live and love without holding back, then you suffer. Every moment is the most important moment of your life. No future time is better than now to let down your guard and love. Everything you do right now ripples outward and affects everyone. Your posture can shine your heart or transmit anxiety. Your breath can radiate love or muddy the room in depression. Your glance can awaken joy. Your words can inspire freedom. Your every act can open hearts and minds. Opening from heart to all, you live as a gift to all. In every moment, you're either opening or closing. Right now, you are choosing to open and give fully, or you are waiting. How does your choice feel? Reasons to go for it in business and in life. You're waiting or you're going for it. The Truth. Great book. What have you decided is not for me? Like, what is not for me? You know, is a yacht not for you? A yacht's not for me, personally. I would rather help a bunch of people than have a yacht. Like, I mean, I totally respect people that have a yacht, that's fine. I think we got really big problems to solve. Actually, I'm going to retract that statement. I think the world is an awesome place. But I personally could not enjoy a yacht because it would fulfill me so much more to help people than to ride on a yacht. But I'm nowhere near having a yacht, so maybe I'll change my mind. So don't hold me to it. So what's not for you? Is wealth not for you? Is home ownership not for you? Is happiness not for you? Are listings not for you? Do you only work with buyers? Think about something that's not for you. Do you not sell houses over $1 million? Do you not go on listing appointments because you get scared? Do you not buy and invest in real estate because it's volatile? What's not for you? And what have you decided? Because that's all it is, right? So my message to you would be take it back. So I want to, I'm excited about this. We've all seen Lion King, the movie, the Disney movie. All right. So there's a scene, it's called Remember Who You Are. And Rafiki and Simba are in the jungle, and Rafiki says, I know your father. And he says, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but my father, he passed away. He says, nope, wrong again. You follow Rafiki, he'll show you the way. Right? And so they run through the jungle and they get to this big pond, right? And it's just really still. And he says, look. And he looks, and Simba looks and he says, that's not my father. That's just my reflection. And he says, no, look. And then it starts to ripple and it changes and it's his father and it says, you see, he lives in you. And this is the exact transcript. I pulled this last night, okay? Simba. Father? Simba, you have forgotten me. You have forgotten who you are and so have forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than you have become. Say that part. You are more than you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life. But how can I go back? I'm not who I used to be. Remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king. Remember who you are. And then he vanishes. Okay? So let me help you understand who you are. With this amazing quote by Marianne Williamson from A Return to Love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, famous, add whatever you want, rich, have a yacht, whatever, not live in an apartment, blah, blah, blah. Who are you not to, right? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. Your playing small does not serve the world. Think of Simba. He's a true king. He needs to go live and reign over everything's dying in Lion King because Scarface is ruling. right? And we all have like our purpose in life here. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We're born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. We are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates others. True or true? Anybody confused about being like worthy or having some greater purpose? Because I truly believe that, and I believe that for everybody. I have a special needs little sister. She's born in 2000, so she's 18. She has a purpose on this world. She doesn't speak, but you know what? You know what she adds to me? Man, she brings me back to real life, like what's important. Her name is Chelsea Davies, and she is so cool and so happy to see me and happy to see my other sisters and my brother-in-laws. And she's just pure, raw, joyful emotion. When she's mad, she cries. When she's happy, she smiles. She laughs. She doesn't care if she snorts. She just lives in like the purest, right? So what can we all take from that? Like, who are we hiding? Why are we trying to be something else? Everybody, no matter who you are, you know, fully healthy or special needs or any other permutation, right? Black, white, purple, yellow, I don't care. Here's another quote. You know, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery, and I promise you something great will come of it. It's better to die on your feet than live on your knees. Or better a dead lion than a live jackal. How does that relate to salespeople? Knock on the door. See a distressed house, see somebody that's got a moving container outside of the house, knock on the door. Talk to the people. Hi, do you need my help? You might not know that you need my help, but just open the conversation. Make a prospecting call. Ask someone out on a date. If you really want it, just do it. Stand your ground. Like, just do something. All you need is 20 seconds. All you need is 20 seconds to walk up to the door and go, hi, my name is Matt Davies. I noticed you guys have a shipping can. Just curious. Are you guys thinking about selling your home? Done is better than perfect. Like, it's an honest question. No, we're never selling. Okay, no worries. Thanks for answering my door knock, whatever. You need 20 seconds of courage. You you always got to break these new levels. That was it. This is a half thought, but I'm going to say it anyways. Think of adjectives that are descriptions of what a really good realtor should be. I think a lot of us as realtors or as brokers, as listing agents, are confused about like what it is that we do, especially when you get into the business. It's like, what is my value here? Why do I get paid so much money? Or relatively schemes. Like, why should I know I suffered, I struggled with like self-sabotage, right? Because I'm like, how do I help these people? Like, what justifies this, right? So here's adjectives that I think describe really good realtors. Clever, intelligent, diplomatic, understanding, compassionate, honest, hardworking, dedicated. We can go on and on and on and on, right? And this is a 360 thing. This is not just like, this is your whole life. You can't just be a dirt bag and then put on your work clothes and all of a sudden you're honest and compassionate and hardworking and diplomatic and intelligent and clever. It's like, it's this full circle, right? Moving to goal setting, I want to talk about Grant Cardone, Uncle G. Grant Cardone talks about goal setting. He wrote a book called 10X, right? Has anybody heard of 10X? Grant Cardone's an amazing speaker. He's like, yeah, he's freaking awesome. But he wrote this book and it's called 10X. And the basic premise of how he thinks you should set goals is whatever your goal is, if your goal is to make $100,000 in 1 year, he says, screw that, 1 million. Times it by 10, right? So if you want to lose 30 pounds, screw it, lose 300. That's taken literally. I hate people that take stuff so literally all the time. But one thing, and I really took this approach, I've read all his books, I think he's a great salesperson and all this, but one thing that I want to share with you that happened to me when I tried to 10X was I created a pattern of setting unrealistic goals and not setting them, not hitting them, and then proving to myself that I don't hit goals. So the thing that I got from that was, I don't hit my goals. Was that helpful for my psychology or unhelpful for my psychology?
Probably unhelpful.
Right. So so Brian Tracy, do we all know who Brian Tracy is, sales coach? He has a 12-step process for setting goals. Tony Robbins says SMART, and I probably agree with this most out of anything. Okay, so a SMART goal, it's an acronym. It's SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time frame. Specific. I want to learn how to salsa dance next year. I do, seriously, this is not a joke. Measurable. Okay. I want to achieve a level of salsa dancing that I can go, and I wish I could get more measurable about this, but I wish I could go to Cafe Sevilla and like salsa dance with random people. I want to be intermediate at salsa dancing. So I have a clear vision of what that looks like. I'm not going to be the most amazing, but I'm going to be respectable, right? Achievable. It's totally achievable. There's plenty of resources where I can go to salsa classes, I can learn how to salsa dance, and I can actually do it. Realistic. Do I have time to go to a 1 or 2 hour salsa dance class in a week? Probably my life and business and relationships and everything else would be better if I went to a salsa dance class once a week, because it would be fun, right? Great time to recharge. Time frame in the next year. So by October 31st, I want to be like salsa dancing and Day of the Dead stuff, right? So meaningful change happens slowly and is calculated. Measurable change in your life comes through small measurable actions. So for example, I'm training for a marathon right now, and I'm not trying to like overachieve. I have very specific, like I have to run 3 miles and then 5 miles and then 3 miles and then 6 miles and then 7 miles, and then the next week I have to run 4 miles and then 6 miles and then 4 miles and then 8 miles and then 9 miles. I'm not trying to run 4.5 miles and then like 6.2 miles. Like as soon as I'm done with like 4 miles, I'm jumping on a bird scooter, in the Hoya or whatever, and I'm getting back like home, because I'm hitting my things. I'm following a training regimen. I'm not sitting on the 3-line dialer for hours on end, trying to, bang out a listing appointment when I'm just tired and I need to go eat something, and need to rejuvenate my enthusiasm. So for everything like weight loss, a really effective way to lose weight is measure your weight every day. A really effective way to sell real estate is to measure your output and your results and increase your output and measure the two to see if it worked, right? Try new activities, measure your results from your output. So how are you setting your goals? And I want to also just challenge you to, when you set your goals, try and have fun goals, like a vacation goal. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Don't just think like, I want to make this much money and I want to blah, 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 blah. It's like, I want to be a kind person, and I want to do like a few like kind of big, nice things for people and anonymously, right? I want to go on like cool vacations. I want to go on 2 cool vacations, one to like a local place and one to a far off place. And then what do I want to have? I want to buy a new car. I want to make a certain amount of money. I want to whatever, like make it fun. I had a goal once of doing like a backflip on ground. That was a goal for a year, legitimately. I fell on my head a lot. But I did it. I could do it. I did it once. I cannot do it right now. But but I wanted to do a standing backflip, right? And my goal was I'm going to sit on grass, I'm going to like jump, and I'm going to tuck, and I'm going to land it, right? So no bouncy boards or anything like that. I'm going to move forward. A special note for passive income chasers. The best quote I ever heard, not the best quote from in relation to that, was on the Bigger Pockets podcast, and this guy said, I'm a massive income earner, not a passive income earner. Grant Cardone's first apartment acquisition, his down payment was like $384,000. Okay? Stop trying to put the cart before the horse. You need to figure out how to get some income before you go try and get some passive income. And chasing $30 a month, chasing $150 a month is not going to get you there. Like $100 a month for 12 months is $1,200. This is not geared toward anyone specific, but and passive income is an incredible way to build wealth, and obviously many people have done it. But let's focus on what's in front of us, not like what's like crazy. Like you need to be a massive income earner before you're a passive income earner. You're going to be a much more successful passive income earner if you're a massive income earner. There's no shortcut to going to anywhere worth going. I kind of beat this up last time, so I'll do it really quick. So tips on setting a new standard and all the things that actually make you better looking. I was gonna print a picture of me in Ecuador. I had like this big beard and like unshaven hair and all this stuff. I also printed some statistics on how people trust people that are clean shaven. Sorry to single you out. Well actually you're here, so I'm gonna actually say it. Effects of facial hair on perception and behavior. Clean-shaven faces were regarded more favorably, more attractive, and more sociable. Gillette commissioned a study, Gillette, like the shave, so that might not be nonpartisan, study of over 500 HR professionals on grooming and employment. The survey found that 90% agreed that a well-groomed candidate projects confidence. 5.83% believe that being clean-shaven is at least somewhat important, making a good impression. You're well groomed, so but I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I'm big on that. So setting a new standard. So really easy new standards. Smile at everyone you meet. Hi, I'm Matt, nice to meet you. Remember people's names. Have I ever messed up your name, Paul?
No, I don't think so.
Right, well you know so that I haven't, right? I heard your name once, I met Paul last week, 2 weeks ago. I acknowledge that he is a colleague, he's a professional, I respect him, so I remembered his name. That is very important, right? Paul, Amy, Keaton, and I have not met you. What is your name too?
Cliff.
Cliff. Pleasure to meet you, Cliff. I promise you I will not forget your name, because that is one characteristic of me. I'm good at remembering names. How many people are bad at remembering names? Okay, that's a self-defeating thought. I'm lucky. Are you guys lucky? Yeah, you are? I'm good at remembering names. Could you get good at remembering names if you wanted to?
Focus on it.
Yeah, if you focus on it, right? So when you meet a person, like, hi, I'm Paul. I'm like, okay, cool. Paul. Got it. 4 times throughout the day. This is literally how I remember names, okay? It's not that I'm just good at remembering names. I have a retrieval system. I have a way of remembering names. Okay, Paul. Paul used to work at Coldwell Banker and then EXP. He's a Big Block Realty. He used to work on Pete Middleton's team, and his name is Paul. And I remember something about Paul, and I say his name in my head, Paul. Like I'm running to the restroom, I'm cleaning my hands, I'm like, oh, it was really nice to meet Paul today. Like Paul, I see him in the office. Hi, Paul, nice to see you, Paul. I'll never forget his name. I'll never forget it because I've just put it into my subconscious mind, right? We should be doing the same thing with these scripts, right? So it sounds to me like, so tell me if I'm wrong. Wow, tell me more. Sounds like an excellent experience. What specifically concerned you with? I'm curious. Tell me more, so that I can better understand what is the number one thing that you're concerned with. Like, start speaking like this to your spouse, to your friends, to your wife. My wife's like, blah 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 about work today. I'm like, that's exciting. I would say that to a prospect. That's exciting. Tell me more, right? I live it, do it, breathe it. Remember people's name. Have your clothes cleaned at a dry cleaner. It's not that much money, and it's very, very much worth it. Set a new standard. Like for example, like maybe I spend 5 minutes cleaning my house before I go to sleep. It's a new standard, right? I spend 5 minutes just grabbing all the clothes that are on the floor, throwing them in the hamper, washing a couple dishes, putting the clean ones back, and just tidying up. 5 minutes, very easy. Have an impeccably clean car. That's like an awesome standard to set. Right? No matter where you go. If your car's always clean inside and out. You can always have people in your car, no chips, whatever. Amy's cringing. I'm guessing she doesn't have a clean car. But dirty car, dirty mind, clean car, clean mind. I literally feel scattered when my car is dirty. True or yes?
I do feel scattered.
Is that related to you?
Yeah.
You really? Okay, so you believe that. Does everybody agree on that? Dirty car, dirty mind, clean car, clean mind. Professional, clean car. Unprofessional, dirty car. Yes? Okay, not up for interpretation. Have impeccable hygiene. Brush your teeth, it's not that hard. Wear deodorant. A little bit of cologne, not too much, a little, right? Have your clothes cleaned at the dry cleaner. Who you are is a product of every decision you make every day in your life, big or small. Okay, I want to talk about effective marketing and ineffective marketing. Effective marketing. Paul used to work for Pete Middleton at Pete Knows PB, right? So quick story about Pete Knows PB. I met him like twice, both in like, happy hour events. And the second time I saw him, he's like, Matty G, what's up? Like, Pete Middleton sells a whole lot more real estate than I do, and he's been around in the business, and he's like, he's all over. Everybody knows Pete Middleton. But he, like I was saying, genuinely cares about people, right? So, Matty D, what's up? He knows who I am. He's not pretending that, we're all like, if we're all Facebook friends, you should know who your Facebook friends are. Honestly, if you meet someone and they have a really cryptic photo, that's on them, not you, right? But we should know these people, so when we run into them, we say, hey, Paul, nice to meet you in person. Here's a funny one. Hey, Paul, pleasure to meet you in 3D, if they're just your Facebook friend, right? Yeah, we're Facebook friends. That was funny, that thing you posted about your car, that was awesome. Now we're like talking, we're already close. We just broke the barrier, right? So back to effective marketing. Pete knows PB. Everybody knows Pete, because Pete knows PB. He's all over the place. I want to be him when I grow up. He's a really friendly guy, really sociable guy, and he's like stuck to something, and he's a good dude. He's a family guy. He really knows real estate. Like those are all his perceptions, right? So I was at this coaching thing the other day, or some like sales presentation, and some guy's like, people think of me as like the hockey playing guy and the realtor and the guy in the band too. So like, how do I, what's wrong with that? It's like, well, your social media, you're telling them that you're the hockey guy and the guy that plays in the band and kind of the realtor, Like, what I know about Pete Middleton is that he really likes New England Patriots or something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So he likes New England Patriots, he has a family, he knows PB. That's pretty much it, right? I was showing some, back to effective marketing. I was showing some properties in Newport Beach, and this listing agent had amazing marketing material that had sales comparables. So basic, right? If you like true value that's real estate related, like if you're buying a house at a planned unit development, if you want to conquer a planned unit development, you're like, hey, Mr. Interested Buyer, here's all the transactions for the last year. There's 17 of them. 3 of the plan 1 sold, 7 of the other one, and then another 7 of the plan 3, 4 sold, right? So you can see what they sold for. You could see the address. You can see what they listed for. You can see how long they're on the market. You could go drive by, check them out. So it's literally like, wow, thanks. I don't have to go onto Zillow and search for sold listings and then try and figure out like the boundaries of this whole community and then pull everything like one at a time. That is a piece of like true value. So like nobody wants pie recipes and nobody wants sports calendars. So I have 5 sisters and I don't watch sports. You couldn't give me something more alienating than like a recipe or a sports calendar, personally. Like don't bother, man. But like if I buy a house, I want to know what the other one sold for that's the same 2 months ago. What can you provide as a listing agent that smokes your competition? I went to this other open house, showing house in Newport Beach, and I was like, do you guys have, and the listing agent, both the listing agents were there, and one of them was like an attorney in LA, and the other one was like some big, and I'm like, do you guys have a 3D like Matterport imaging thing so we can kind of see the floor plan and like sit with that and like go to dinner and like check it out? And they're like, no. I'm like, you're listing a damn like $2.4 million house, you're gonna make several $1,000s, and you won't invest the money to get 3D imaging, right? I mean, I'm just kind of surprised. Why is that not the standard, right? So you as a listing agent can set that standard. Oh, they didn't do 3D imaging? I'm very surprised, But you also have to know how to sell this stuff, right? So, Mr. Seller, 3D imaging is a great investment that I'm gonna make for you. Can I tell you why? Can I? Yeah?
Sure.
Because when we have 3D imaging, I put that on the listing and people can visually walk through the house, and what it does is it increases the quality of the showings. So you might have less showings because somebody will walk in, they'll see that it opens straight up to the stairs, and they will never buy a house that opens front door opens straight up to the stairs, right? So we just saved their time, we saved our time, right? But every person that we come through knows that they've already virtually walked through it, and they're kind of a little like they're like flirting with buying your house, more so than someone else that has these catfish like professional photos. You can see the floor plan, right? Drone footage, a lifestyle video. How do you sell drone footage? Mr. Seller, have you ever seen your house from 100 feet up? No? Let me show you. Looks amazing, right? I know. This guy's, and it doesn't, you don't need the drone, like I have a drone, but you don't need the drone. Hire the guy that does the drone and the 3D walkthrough and all this stuff and get it done. But sell it. Make sure they understand it's for them to increase the quality. Wow, like there's cool music and like I just feel like a really positive association about buying that house, Ineffective marketing, selfies, inspirational quotes. Live it, don't talk about it. Talk about it, be it, don't talk about it, seriously. Pictures of you drunk in Vegas, political rants, self-aggrandizement. Really quick on voting, because we were just talking about political rants. Vote no on Prop 10. That's a rent control thing, it's good for nobody. But now I'm gonna redact that because discussing politics is a zero-sum game. You're gonna offend half the people, and the other half the people are not gonna be any more likely to use you to buy or sell a house. I kind of wish we went back to the old days where we all kind of like didn't discuss sex, politics, and religion, because it's just, if you put everybody in a room together, we don't talk about anything. We can all be friends and we can be awesome. Maybe we have different opinions, but getting another phone call. Sorry. So being a good negotiator, we're negotiating every moment of our lives, and the ability to devise a strategy, carry it out, have several different outcomes and responses already mapped out. You want to be like a puppet master. So I just want to say a quick story. Last weekend, I'm walking with my clients and they're like, oh yeah, like he has a house and she has a house and we want to buy a house, so they want to write an offer. So I tell the listing agent, we're putting in an offer. Can you give us gate access so they can walk, drive around the neighborhood and just get a feel for it? Can you just give them gate access? She's like, yeah. And she says, will the offer be contingent? Right? We gave them too much info. The offer will not be contingent, but now she knows like kind of our stuff. So my point of this is always coach your clients into saying like, hey, every moment's a negotiation, right? If you kidnap my wife, they would not send me in to do hostage negotiations, right? You're the hostage negotiator for them, as their agent, you're as their representative. So you tell them if you're going to an open house where a listing agent's going to be there, okay, guys, I need you to portray yourselves as the perfect buyer, whether that's true or not. Oh yeah, we don't have to sell a house, and I'm not saying be dishonest. I'm saying be selective about what you share about yourself. Because I've had people, I had someone on a listing say, well, can we see the guest house? And I said, no, it's shown with an accepted offer only. And she got all mad at me. Like she started like yelling at me. And I'm the listing agent, like I'm the ringleader. I'm calling the shots here. And I'm like, okay, noted. You fly off the handle super easily. What is your name? Right? So I'm representing my seller. So I see your name come over on a contract. That lady flies off the handle super easy. That's not a fair housing violation, right? It's not. That is being a good real estate agent and saving my clients from headaches, right? So you coach your clients into doing that and tell them like, hey, we're going to the battle zone right now. Don't tell them anything, Don't say anything, because I'm going to portray you in a certain way, and that is going to be that you're the easiest people to work with. We're not going to start negotiating until we have a contract. I mean, we're negotiating on a contract, but you're not going to start picking all this stuff out. There's an order to things. So really quick story on how I interviewed, I just have like two more really quick, okay? So how I interviewed the surgeon and interviewing for the job of selling your home. So I had shoulder surgery when I was like 19 years old, and I interviewed 3 different surgeons. One of them was kind of weird. The other one was like, I don't know, it doesn't work that often. I had separated shoulders. So I was snowboarding with Matt Smith, my college roommate, and my acromioclavicular joint is a separation side, like a stage 4 shoulder separation. So my clavicle was up here. So I needed to have them cut off the tip of this and reconnect it, drill holes and cadaver tendons, right? So not a very successful surgery in general. So I met this one surgeon, one of 3, and I asked him, I said, how many of these do you do a year? He's like, a couple. But he was really confident. He was a little cocky. He's like, a couple. It's not very common. I'm like, is it going to fail? And he's like, probably not. It'll be, it just, his whole demeanor and his vibe, the other people, I don't know, it's not going to like be a good investment, and blah, blah, blah. You're going to be out. And like, they just made me feel scared, right? Something about this guy made him feel that he was a leader. He was going to handle it. I could go under amnesia. and potentially like, you're at risk of death, right? If you have amnesia, right? What's it? Anesthesia. So when you interview real estate agents, you interview like 2 or 3, right? Sometimes not, sometimes yes. It's all about how they make you feel, right? And I'm not a surgeon, so I don't know how qualified each surgeon is. I don't know if he got A's, if he's better at surgery, if he has neater handwriting or more attention to detail, whatever. So my interpretation was based on how he made me feel. And that's why I chose him. And guess what? My shoulder surgery failed. And I don't care. Like, it literally pops up a little bit. You can't quite see. But when you're interviewing a real estate agent, or when you're the agent being interviewed, don't try and distill it down to like tell them what our science, what our craft is, because they don't know. Like, that's why they're hiring you, the professional. So it's all about listening, understanding, and making them feel comfortable and confident, right? It's a script. If you feel 100% comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list with me tonight? You want people to feel 100% comfortable and confident, right? Aladdin movie, magic carpet scene. How are you doing that? It's a magic carpet. Well, it's lovely. You don't want to come for a ride, do you? We could get out of the palace, see the world. Is it safe? Sure. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Yes. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. Do we all remember that scene where Jasmine's jumping on the magic carpet ride? The magic carpet? Mm-hmm. Okay. She doesn't remember. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. Do you trust me? Do you feel comfortable and confident? Those are the best questions to ask. Okay, and then I'm going to close it with this. I get kicked in the teeth all the time, and I like it. Yesterday, one of my cars got towed, but you don't see me whining about it on Facebook. It's just a point. It was like over $600, and you know what I did? I just got it out, and then I also had a ticket on the windshield, and I just paid it, and I went and parked it, and then I went back to work. It took me like 45 minutes, and I'm just done with it, I'm not suffering about it. I just paid it, and I'm doing it, and I'm done, right? People say nasty things to me all the time, really, really rude. So one more movie reference. Fight Club. We all seen Fight Club? Tyler Durden. He's like, come on, man, hit me. Right? Come on, hit me. Just slug me, man. Just give me right in the face, hit me. And he punches the guy, and he's boom! And then he punches him back, and he punches him back, boom! Right? And at the end of that scene, he says, we should do this again sometime. So this is like pathological, and I'm going somewhere with this, and I'm wrapping up with it. This is pathological, right? We should do that again sometime. 2 guys just like punching each other, but they're afraid to punch each other. Well, one of them was afraid to punch each other, right? And afterwards, you can see in their body language, it's like, you know what, man? I need to get that out. Like, it felt good, right? So when you face your fears, you think, we should do this again sometime. Just like when Tyler Durden was like, boom, right? When you knock on a door and you get a listing, you think, you're terrified. No, don't punch me, it'll hurt. You think, we should do this again sometime. When you ask someone out and they say yes, you think, we should do this again sometime. No guts, no glory. In order to win bigger, you have to be willing to put your neck out and risk losing bigger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm out.